What up? Today is leg day. All right, we are outside today. I'm taking you guys with me, and I think this is like the first time I film a workout session. So I'm taking you guys with me and bringing you along so you can see what it's like. Leg day has become one of my favorite days to work out. I love it. It's one of those things that when you start, you hate it, but once you get good at it, it's like, fuck, I want to see how much I can lift. And that's how it starts and progresses. So we're gonna do legs. So I'm gonna start doing that, and I'm gonna show you guys what's that like. So let's go. I'm getting ready, getting all my together, my camera stuff, and pack up and let's hit the road. All right.
So we're gonna start off today's workout with barbell back squats. And this set here, this initial set, is a warm-up, okay? I like to warm up with the workout that I'm about to do. So for the example of the barbell back squat, I'm gonna warm up with barbell back squats. But instead of using heavy weight, I'm gonna use relatively lightweight so that I can get my muscles engaged and nice and warmed up so that then I can load up the weight accordingly, right? That, or sometimes I like to use a cardio machine like a Stairmaster or a stationary bike with relatively difficult to moderate weight settings or difficulty settings. And that also is a good way to warm up your legs. And from there, you can jump right into your workout. But in this case, I'm just working out with the workout that I'm about to do. And in most cases, that's more than enough, right? You don't need to do any crazy stretches, any other kind of fad things you see where people do all this crazy stuff. All of that really is unnecessary. In fact, there's research out there suggesting that some of these warm-ups can actually be detrimental to your workout. So you can actually get hurt, pull a muscle, and you'll be out of commission before you even start. So best practice is just to warm up with the workout you're about to do, or a light warm-up on a cardio machine. That's my go-to. So a little bit more in philosophy. When it comes to leg day, I like to have a big mentality. And I don't mean like ego-wise or anything like that, but like physically, I like to imagine me lifting a lot of weight. Like I'm Hercules. You ever seen this image of Hercules, or I forgot the name of the Greek god that's carrying the world on his back? That's the type of image I like to keep in my mind when it's a leg day, or any other heavy lift day. And the reason why I like to do this is because, after time, you start to realize that a lot of this is a mental game. A lot of times the success on a lift is determined by your current mental state. If you're in a bad state of mind, you're more likely to fail a lift than if you're foolishly confident. And if you're foolishly confident, if you're stupid in that you're gonna lift this no matter what, you're more likely to lift it than not. And that's the power of the mind. So this is one thing that people like to, they tend to overlook, is that the mind is powerful. Whether it's a placebo or not, it still works. So on heavy lift days like today, I encourage you to maintain a big mentality. You are a god. You can lift anything. That's what you have to tell yourself. There's nothing that's outside of the realm of possibility. And this is the mentality that I have here right now. Even though this 225 is not that heavy, I like to, keep that mindset throughout my entire workout. I'll even listen to God of War music. God of War, the game. I'll listen to that music on a loop because that's what puts me in this mind frame. That's the mentality you have to have. So feet placement is important during a barbell back squat. All right. There should be about a little bit wider than shoulder width with your toes pointed out. Your knees should not buckle during the back squat. If they buckle in, that means you probably have plantar fasciitis, which is flat feet basically. And there's remedies to help fix that. And if your knees do buckle, you want to work on that first, because if you don't, you can get hurt during a back squat. So, that's one thing you want to consider. Your back should be in a neutral position with your chest up and the movement should be slow and controlled, right? Now, there's a lot of contention on whether or not you should go past the 90-degree threshold or, go ass to grass, as they like to say. Studies show that you get better muscle activation when you go past the 90-degree threshold, right? There's two parts to any movement. You have concentric and eccentric parts, which basically means the pulling of the muscle, right? And the contraction of the muscle. And studies show that both these parts are better activated when you go ass to grass on a squat versus whether you stop halfway. You don't get that as much benefit from the workout. So when you do go ass to grass, you get better results, you get better at the movement in general, and you get better muscle activation. So, as a general rule of thumb, I like to go ass to grass. Whether you want to or not, that's up to you. But I'm gonna go with what the studies show, right? So we're starting to head into heavy territory. This is 315 pounds. Anything above this starts to become quite a challenge. The heavier you start to lift, the more these little details matter. I'm talking slight deviations, little pinches in your knees. You have to listen to all this stuff. Because once you get past this is basically the point of no return, right? And that's where injuries start to happen when you start lifting heavy. So you have to be very careful and think about how you want to move. I can rep 10 of these, right? The problem is if I do that, I will be gassed out for the next rep, right? I'm not done. I have to keep that in mind. So I don't want to gas myself out on this rep and not have anything left in the tank for the next one. Because believe it or not, we're gonna go a little bit heavier after this, and then we're gonna call it and do other stuff. And here, it might look like I'm resting, and I am, but I'm also thinking about my next move, all right? I'm like, damn, this is really very heavy, I'm considering it. And finally, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. So this is the last rep, and it's just a single, nothing fancy. We're just gonna do this and we're done, right? When you start to get very heavy, which is what I consider to be heavy relative to my capabilities, it's heavy, And when it's heavy, 1 to 2 reps on your 1 rep max is more than enough. This isn't a competition. I'm not competing with anyone, and to anyone who thinks it is a competition, you can fuck right off, because it's not, right? And don't let anyone make you feel that way. Everyone's journey is a little bit different, and that's the point, right? And there's no linear way. Although there's stuff that's tried and tested, but there's, in terms of like the fitness journey, quote unquote, there's no like start to finish. We have detours. We have life that happens. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you should be doing something. You should be, well, why don't you do this? Well, why don't you shut the hell up, right? That's what you should say. And there you go. That's my 2 cents. So I'm done. I didn't record anything else for the rest of the session here. But if you like this style of video versus the other one, let me know, and I'll start doing these kinds of videos where I'm like doing a voiceover type stuff. I like this format. So let me know in the comments what you think.